The Facebook dating app claims to have an algorithm that uses information from your Facebook profile to get you a better match than any other dating website could. Of the hundreds of profiles they've shown me, so far only 2 have been from the actual town that I live in. And both of those profiles were fake profiles. They'll send you a profile and it'll say like, see, also doesn't smoke like you. And that's good, except the profile is usually on a different island and I would have to get on a plane to see that person. The app does use tidbits of information about you to try to create some sort of suggested match. That's what they perceive you value. But they always seem to ignore glaring logistical problems. The Hawaii Islands have actually been mapped out for about 200 years now. And if they're going to write in the profile, lives near you, it wouldn't be that hard to run an algorithm that checks to see if you have to cross a major body of water. I have a reputation for calling out fake profiles, so I'll go ahead and do one right now. I was scrolling through and I saw a picture that I'd already seen on 2 other profiles being used for the 3rd time. So I decided to record it since I'm a YouTuber. Running a reverse image search from the Facebook dating app is extremely arduous, especially since it's supposed to be used on the go. But you really don't need to run reverse image search to find suspicious activity. There's usually a lot of other clues. In this case specifically, the person never actually shows their face. Now, every online dating coach I've found says you should come with an abundance mentality. So if you see a profile like this, you should just automatically discard it, because if you're making a dating profile, of course you're supposed to show your face. 2 days later, I saw another pic of the same girl in the same room from a slightly different angle. So I captured that profile as well. And this one does at least show the side of her face. So I guess some of these profiles could be more misleading, but there's a lot of obvious stuff you can look out for if you want to use this app. This is an example of one of the more common ones I've come across. If someone's description says like, hey, looking for a good time, text this number, what that probably means is they want to get your number so they can sell it to a telemarketer and flood you with spam. Also, this girl's name is Moo. I've met thousands of girls in my lifetime, and I've never met a girl named Moo before. The best summary I can really give you is if you see anything that screams thirsty guy, click here, then you should probably be suspicious about that profile. Another thing I've noticed is a lot of Instagram models are creating profiles that just give a link to their Instagram and say DM me. This is good free advertising for Instagram models, because every time someone right swipes, their profile's more likely to be suggested to other people, so they can get a lot of followers that way. If people are really having trouble spotting fake profiles, I can do a whole episode just about that. But I kind of want to move on because it kind of seems like spotting these profiles is really easy. But if you need help, let me know in the comments. It's hard to even consider this app a real dating site, but it does have its purpose. It's basically a free little training land for noobs to online dating. My research indicates that the three biggest components of online dating are picking good photos, writing a good bio, and figuring out how to write an interesting introductory message. And you can practice all three of those skills here for free. And then when you get to level 10, you can take your bio and your pics and post them on a real dating site. If you already understand how online dating works, then you can just go ahead and skip this app because it's not going to provide you much value. Even if you have money to blow on a real dating website, there's still an advantage to starting with the Facebook dating app. And that is, if you just have one crappy photo and a boring bio, then you're going to get tons and tons of left swipes, even if you actually George Clooney. So if you live in a small town and you start your profile that way with the intention of learning those skills later on, by the time you finally get good photos and figure out how to write a good bio, you may have already boloed out of all of the eligible suitors in your small town. But if you work your way up to level 10 in these three essential skill sets somewhere else, and then import your profile once you got it perfected, well, then you're starting on a really good foot, which is important if you live in a small town. The Facebook dating app is that little training platform where you can learn those skills in an environment where nothing you do really matters. The Facebook dating app was the first dating app I've ever tried in my life, and I only did it because it was free, but it's actually inspired me to try moving on to Tinder. I think I'm going to do that next month. So if you'd like to follow my cyberspace adventures into the land of Tinder, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching another episode of SS Street Fighter. Leave a like, leave a comment, and click subscribe to join the Street Fighter army. I'd also like to send a thank you to my Patreon supporters, Charles and Nancy.